Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America?
Verdict is in as a former DeKalb County police officer on trial for killing an Air Force veteran in DeKalb County.
On count 1, felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty. On count 2, felony murder, we, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
Robert Olson wept in court as the jury found him not guilty on 2 counts of murder, but he was convicted of aggravated assault, violation of oath by a public officer, and making false statements. Olson could now be released on bond as he waits to be sentenced. He was fired from his job after he shot and killed Anthony Hill while responding to the call of a naked man acting strangely in an apartment complex in 2015.
Justice is the maximum sentence. That would send a message to law enforcement in this state as well as around the country that we're not going to stand for the shooting of unarmed African-American men or women, particularly unarmed veterans who are in mental health crisis.
We see any videos of problems, but you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right? All the videos you've seen, have you seen black people get killed? You have.
I don't know what's in his heart, but I certainly know what came out of his mouth.
We believe that this defendant would be a flight risk if allowed to be out on bond. He is now a convicted felon and is facing upwards of 35 years in prison.
What was it about him that allowed Robert Olson to assume the absolute worst of Anthony Hill? What was it?
This is Atlanta, Georgia, DeKalb County to be precise. One of the darkest counties in Georgia. We had an unarmed black man that was gunned down in Chamblee, Georgia. Murder! Somebody that served this country, fought on foreign lands, and then came home to be shot in cold blood by a public servant.
Did someone die during the course of that aggravated assault? Yes, that's felony murder. Doesn't mean he said, oh, I'm going to kill him. Doesn't mean he was angry. Doesn't mean he premeditated it. It means he did the act and it caused the death. It resulted in the death. Just like violating his oath. If he doesn't violate his oath, we're not here.
I'm sad to tell you, unfortunately, Anthony Hill won't be the only one if you don't make a demand a change. Yes, sir. Anthony Hill won't be the only one if you don't demand a change. The power is in your hands. The power is in your hand. And I'm tired of hearing these stories. Yes.
We are expecting a sentence that sends a message.
Maximum.
And that message is clear. In DeKalb County, when you murder an unarmed citizen, that's naked, that's not a threat. You get the max.
That's right. Yeah.
Lies after lies after lies that make his story not credible. And that's why it was easier for me to make my decision, but I had to convince people otherwise that, you know, the guilty should stick.
So juror number 31, you're saying that there were people who believed that Robert Olson
should walk.
Should get guilty on nothing?
1 through 6.
Even 1 through 6?
Yes.
So the next time a police officer, the news media, a politician says this is not a problem in Atlanta, you tell them they're wrong.
The defense has been riding these stigmas all trial. Mental health, that's got to equal dangerous. Maybe back in like 1955, but this is 2019. That is not true. That's offensive.
I hear a lot of conversation in the press about, oh, it should have been a manslaughter charge. No, this man was unarmed, naked, and his last words were, oh, the police are my friends. They will help me. That was his last words, and those words should haunt you. They should haunt every citizen of DeKalb County. And what I'm asking for on behalf of the association is this. On November the 1st at 9 o'clock, I want all of DeKalb County at this courthouse sending a message. Because not only are we the citizens, but we're voters. And we're watching this trial. There have been people who stood out all night for an indictment. There have been people who were here every single day of the trial, outside and inside, There was a family that drove from Moncks Corner, South Carolina, expecting justice. And so on November the 1st, in the words of a great jurist that happens to be in this building, this is a court of law, not a court of mercy.
Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America? Who will survive in America?